Came down here in the 80s and the pockets were full of mud, watching guys like Chris McDermott run around and Tony Simons, and you look at the quality of this oval now, the vista we've got back towards the hill, the cumulus cloud up in the sky. It's just a magnificent autumn scene ready for a great game of football.
Pete, you're getting very deep. Very deep with all that now. Love it though. More of that and better to come. Don't forget, you've got to put the votes together for the SANFL Digital Pass Player of the Year. Jack Trengove leads with 12 votes. Louis Johnson on 9, Zane Kirkwood with 8, and Jared Ormond with 6. But we're about to get this one underway, round 6 of the statewide Super League. And a good bounce by the umpire to get it underway. Snook there for the base. Can't get it out. Foot is locked in a tackle, and in comes Jesse Lonergan, and didn't really need to do that. Undisciplined, wanted to make a statement, and Matty Snook's got a free kick. Goes inside 50, got a number of targets there. Hosey comes out, can't collect. Costa did nicely to Hosey. Now Partington tried to knock it forward off the hands of Scharenberg, and it will be a ball in. So Jesse Lonergan just trying to make some sort of statement.
Yeah, you just wonder, you just can't afford to be giving away free kicks early in the game. I know you want to make a presence, but there's ways of doing it, and I'm not quite sure that's the right one.
Must agree with you. Kick smothered, Petrenko. Ideal conditions for that man to ply his trade today. Kicks to a pack situation, couple shuffled out of it. Sharrod did nicely, ran onto it. Awkward ball for Rowe, and Rowe taken to the line with his tagger for the afternoon, Brad McCarthy. And it will be a McCarthy kick for last touch out of bounds. Snook. Must say that rule does keep things flowing, but I'm a bit of a traditionalist, Pete.
I prefer the throw in, to be fair. And ruckmen have a role to play in our game, and I reckon that takes away from the ruckman, to be fair.
Lachlan Hosey, as you said earlier, Pete, very good up forward for them, working down back at the moment. And now Marlon Motlop. That's just one of the best names in footy.
Great history too, that family.
Yeah. Oh, well, you mentioned a Motlop, and you just think of class, poise, skill, everything that the game requires. And Sam Rowland did all that was required just then with a nice fingertip mark, and will send it back where it came. Up they fly, over the back, opportunity for Glenelg. Snook again getting involved, so he's had a good start to the match. Gifted a free kick early.
He's a ball magnet. He finds the ball all the time. He's a 30-plus possession player each week.
No question about that. And the Bays seem to want that side of the ground on the outer side. They're probably playing into the hands a bit of the Eagles over there. Not much corridor work being done by either team. It's been pretty much played on the outer flanks and wings. Jesse White and Redden. Neither ruckman can get involved in that. Redden, it's a little juggler. Lonergan just had to jam it on the boot. Von Berto couldn't quite collect it. Sharrod just over the footy, released nicely. Handball over the top. Motlop now just feeds it back, so away they go. Little handball through the middle of the ground. So this is a terrific run. He's had a bounce. He may just have another one. This is Gould. He loads it up, goes long, and the mark dropped. That was dropped by Sinor. Good run by Gould.
Yeah, fantastic. A member of the state under-18 squad this year, and you'd expect him to be a part of the leadership group. The question I have there, he didn't really kick that sweetly. If he kicked that sweetly, that would have gone through the goals 3/4 of the way up the post.
He's been getting plenty of the football, Pete, as you quite correctly mentioned a moment ago. He's always around that footy. Nice long run, and the first time we've seen a team go through the corridor and a score results.
Exactly.
Here's a chance for Thompson of the Eagles now to Hall. Hall just kept it low. Nicely done. Pound Hayes. Johansson got it out wide, and the intercept mark. That's terrific work. And a little kick over the top. Here's an opportunity. Pushing off is Reynolds. Little handball back to Reynolds. That came from Scharenberg. Oh, look out, he's about to get run down, and he did. Got absolutely clobbered there, did Finn Benneman. But Motlop has got it, and he's got it to Hosey, who's been very lively. He kicks long, looking for a one-on-one contest. McBean had it thumped away by Thompson. McBean will be important in that forward line. Hosey, the man running, shuttling up and back, and then McBean trying to double back and take a mark.
Yeah, Hosey's more your lead-up forward. He's got good hands. McBean at 202 centimetres is a great target to hit at.
No question. Ball down. Might have been a free kick. It'll go to Redden. Just a little nudge in the ruck. So just to behind, and we've gone almost 5 minutes in this first term. So the Eagles look to be up for the contest today. The Redden kick just goes over a couple. Rowe's going to try and keep it in, working in confined space near the line. Good enough to hack a kick out of there. Might have been a free kick to Nick Hayes. Nothing doing, said the umpire. Big pack develops Louis Sharrod, who loves to be at the bottom or on top or anywhere near there's a scrap.
And you like his inside ball work. He really cracks in at the contest.
Former Port player, Bradley. Got it from Motlop. McBean couldn't gather it in one hand. Sinor had to go back and retrack it. Costa about to get shut down. McBean, nice little palm. That was nicely done. Snoop kicks it to a contest. Might have been a free kick to Hosey against Gafrida. And Lachlan Hosey will have a shot for goal. We may get our first goal of the afternoon. Darcy Bailey involved in all of that.
You like the fact that Hosey really gave a contest, and that's the reason Giafrida gave away the free kick.
Just held his line. Here's Hosey. Nice little stabbing kick. He's got class written all over him, this guy. And that is the first goal of the quarter, thanks to Bone Timber, providing quality timber since 1919, a fifth generation business. Lachlan Hosey getting the bays on board, and if you get that ball down quickly, put the defenders under a little bit of pressure, Pete, you can score.
Yeah, that makes defenders nervous. Quick ball movement, and it was proven there. Giafrida gave away the free kick, and Hosey, who in the last game that I saw, Glenelg kicked 3 points in about 5 minutes during the third quarter, slotted one from about 30 metres out on a 45-degree angle, did what a forward's got to do, kick goals.
Good start to Lachlan Hosey. He's had plenty of the football too. So Agnew getting it out of there. Long kick inside 50. McBean can't hold on to it. Almost. It was almost. Hall now. The kick away by Tumpus. Awkward bouncing ball. Running onto it is Poole. On the dive with the handball. And Agnew just ushers his opponent over the line. That's Jordan Foote. And we'll see a ball in.
Bradley Agnew from the Mount Burr Mozzies. What a great name for a footy club.
The Mozzies, love it.
And he won the Mansell Medal back in 2017. Best and fairest in the Murray Southeast Association back in the day.
Probably won the Redhead Player of the Year as well. Is Tumpus. Spreads it to Comodigiani. Over the outer side, back into the team, Comodigiani. Well done over there. Agnew tracks it back to Bailey. Little short kick's okay. It might be Scharenberg. And in fact, who's been swung there? That's Elliot Chalmers. And he's given away the free kick, Chalmers. Roland. It's the lead-up man is Nick Hayes. They've missed that. Straight onto Foot. Foot's kick inside 50, ill-directed. Maxi Proud comes out on a full head of steam and then hits the ground like a payloader. And he's going to get a free kick for a push. And then spreads it to Bradley. So the Bays with a 7-point lead. Bradley just pulled the kick. Don't know why. Gaffney. Now Nick Hayes. Little chip kick. Scharenberg about to shut Johansson down. Played with the Bays for a while, Johansson.
Yep.
Kicks inside 50. Big punch away. Oh, Haylock couldn't get on the end of it. a little bit of an almost ball. Partington, his kick mown down. Oh, was that off his foot? In comes Jack Hayes.
Chris Hall there must be congratulated for his effort and intensity. The smother was fantastic and it's kept the ball in the Eagles forward line.
I think the signs are really good at the moment for the Eagles. They might be down by 7 points. Well, both teams, in fact, really cracking in early. Von Berto, foot, slung. Scharenberg uses Partington now to Motlop. Motlop got the kick away under pressure. Redden got a nice little block by Thompson, but McBean ended up with it. He was the man being blocked out. Hosey tripped over, and the ball just finds the line. It'll be a boundary throw-in. Perfect conditions, Pete, for footy this afternoon.
Magnificent. Autumn, what a great time of the year. Right in the heart of the footy season. Two quality sides up against each other. Should be a cracking afternoon.
On the Village scoreboard, 7-point lead to the Bays. High kick.
That's an up and under.
That is severely up and under, no doubt about that. And here we have another ball up. So no side really able to take total control. The Bays lead on the scoreboard. It was a pretty tight contest. Off camera, Jack Gaffney onto the ground. Umpire's blown a free kick. It'll go to the Bays. I think it's going to McCarthy. Here we go. Through half-back. Little handball by White. Now Agnew. Agnew's, that's Hosey. He is causing all sorts of problems, Hosey. And he spotted
Great
Reynolds.
kick.
And Reynolds is going to fly, but he can't take the mark. Well done by Thompson. Just need a little bit of stability and calm back there. Jimmy Toumpas on his non-preferred left. Is he going to be good enough to get at the pool? He certainly is. Nice little kick. Running onto it was Rowe. Didn't quite collect it. In comes Nicholson. Close.
That's a throw.
A lot of players in after the footy. It'll be a ball up.
I know Bradley Close was hit as he was about to get rid of the ball, but he did throw that one.
They all even up. We get a bit carried away sometimes, don't we, with umpires' decisions, particularly in the AFL last week. Here's a free kick to Angus Poole. And he wants Jake Comitigiani, and he gets there first. He's got Jimmy Toumpas, who's really motoring. Goes past at a rate of knots. No mark taken. Proud did well. Hayes was about to take that. It flicks out. Well done by Curran. And the Bays really doing okay.
Their defence has been really solid, hasn't it?
It has held up. The kick just to a packed situation. And I think that might be a free kick to Jesse White.
Yeah, I reckon there's a bit of David and Goliath. The little red-headed Angus Poole against Jesse White. I reckon there's just a fraction of difference in heights there.
Classic old mismatch, isn't it?
No doubt.
Up goes McBean on the second grab. Takes the mark, but he's a long way from goal. So he's doing his share of the running up. I think that might be Scharenberg on that outer side. Goes in short. Back to White. Former Collingwood and Sydney Swan. Just off a step. McBean providing something in front of Thompson. So they're just trying to work something out here. McBean goes to the pocket. Well-weighted kick. Redden with a handy fist. Hosey. He's got quick hands. Little kick around the corner. Close can't take the mark.
I reckon that
Foot's just got one high. And then played on. And it's against Partington. It'll be a 25-metre penalty.
Yeah, Jordan Foot's father, David, was a really classy wingman about 20 years ago.
Yep.
Played with the Eagles, a quality player.
Well, this young bloke's got class written all over him as well. Here's Toumpas. Played with Melbourne, then Port Adelaide, and then that kick's going to be chopped off. Nicely done. That was beautiful work there by Tom Schott. Now it's to Snook. Another little chipping ball. Bailey can't take the mark. Ball just roved off the pack beautifully by Gaffney. Bouncing ball.
Oh, well done.
That's terrific work. Goes forward. Nicely done there by Chalmers. The ball hits the deck. Haven't seen Glenelg this year, and it probably shows. A couple of those young blokes as they run towards you. I think Peter Walsh has been on about Guernsey numbers on the front of jumpers. Boy, that'd certainly help. He's been on about that for about 45 years, but I don't think anyone's listening, Pete.
No, I don't think so.
A lot of players around this. Oh, out of the pack, just a flying shot at goal is going to drift out on the full Tommy shot, just getting hold of it like a bullet out of a gun. And that might have been touched off the boot. It was. So it'll be a ball in.
For all Glenelg's dominance in this quarter, they really haven't put enough on the scoreboard so far, have they?
No, good point, Pete. They haven't. They've had a lot of opportunities, but that Eagles defence has had to work overtime. Gianni. In goes Scharenberg, fighting hard for it. Snook tried to get it to Partington. Partington's still in the contest. Shuffled out of it. That might be a free kick against foot. No, it's not. Short little kick by Rowland. Here's an opportunity for Hall. Now he's got a bit of green grass in front of him, a bit of space. He needs a couple of shepherds. And then that was beautifully done. The shepherd came from Betterman. That was just wonderful stuff. Comes back to Rowland. Bay's really on here defensively. Both teams' defence working overtime. No one can take the mark. Thumped away by Curran. James Rowe did nicely. Little kick by Haylock. That's all right. Nick Hayes. He's looking for Jack. Proud did nicely. Ball hits the ground. Free kick. Snook, as you said, ball magnet. Gets where it is.
Yeah, just finds the ball. Nah, the type of midfielders you want on your side.
Snook finds his skipper in Curran. Changed from Guernsey number 22 for a little while. Now wearing number 5.
Great
Good
mark.
stretch. Yeah, it was. Good stretch by Reynolds. He impressed me at Port Adelaide. And I reckon he'd impress me no matter who he plays with. He's got some silk about him.
Yeah, good size as well. And loves to jump at the ball. And you like players that have a crack.
And Costa. Here's a young bloke who really has a crack. The pedigree has got have a crack all over it, hasn't it? Kim Costa.
No doubt about that.
Just a dogged, hard, tough nut.
Oh, and just, you want him in your side. You would like to be playing alongside of that type of footballer.
McBean and Redden. Redden got the better of it, but couldn't really advantage too much. Lonergan to Gianni. It's a real tongue twister if you're a commentator. Pete, I know you're sweating over that one. You hadn't had to mention him just yet, but I reckon you might get to him at some point.
The way he's going to get nice. Him mentioned in the best players very quickly.
It'd be nice to hear the inflection when you get there.
I'm looking forward to it.
McBean at the back had a little height advantage in the end over, or most. He'll have a height advantage over most. And there'll be a ball up. So what are we heading into the 18th minute of this match?
Just one goal really. With conditions like today, that should be higher scoring than this.
Shot. Just punched the kick away. Might have been a free kick, just driven headlong into another player was Lachlan Hosey. That'll be the only way they'll stop him at the moment because he's red hot. He kicks to the pocket. Up they fly. Nice roving, beautifully done. That was done by Shot, who's covering plenty of territory. Oh, just taken out of there. And a little shot on goal. That was nicely done by Bailey. So an 8-point lead to the Bays. 18 gone. Jimmy Tompus, the man. So what have you made of it so far, Pete? It's just been missed opportunities for the Bays, but Eagles just hanging on grimly.
Working hard, and their defence has been sound. They've really done a great job. The two captains have been fantastic. And our man out on the wing, Jake Gianni.
Ah, you've done it.
Has been one of their better players.
Yeah, doesn't need to get any better than that, Pete. If you can stick with that all day, we'll be happy.
I'll give that a crack. No, he's been very good, young Jake.
Yeah.
And a quality young player, an under-18s premiership player at the Eagles, and a real product of the club.
Certainly is. Another ball up right in the almost smack bang in the middle of ACH Group Stadium. We thank ACH Group for their support of the Glenelg Footy Club. Here's Motlop, shot. hauled off the kick by Johansson, and then Shot got back into it and hooked it in, and then they jumped on him, but then he was able to jump back out a little way. And the umpire says, I'll ball it up. Just hate it when the umpires pay free kicks against the guys that are really having a dip. Here's Motlop back to Shot. It's had a real purple patch. That's a real just hacking ball, but it might work out okay. Kick it anywhere near this bloke, and he'll do the business.
He certainly has been the man of the hour, hasn't he? He must have had 7 or 8 touches by now and really had an impact on this game.
We'll let you scramble for the stat sheet, Pete, but I reckon he'd be up easily with 8 possessions, 8 or more. Here's Hosey from 40 metres. There's a bit of a stab, and he's missed it away to the right. That's his kicking style. He stabs them straight, and he stabs them crooked. Matthew Snook is our player spotlight, and that is very much thanks to ACH Group. So Matthew Snook has been outstanding. High ball, big fist comes to the line. And for over 60 years, ACH Group, a non-for-profit organisation, has been providing services and opportunities for South Australians to live well as they age, from health and wellbeing services, in-home health and care and retirement and residential care. ACH Group supports people to live a good life.
Yeah, it's interesting. They talk about the spotlight player. Matty Snook has had 8 touches, as had Marlon Motlop and our man Luke Hosey.
Yeah, there you go. And now a free kick is going to Bailey. Just got almost decapitated in that exchange. And Bailey is a little bit closer than Hosey. And let's see what the accuracy is like from Darcy Bailey. 1-1 so far this year, so he's a 50-50 bet. He's probably had a few out of bounds on the fulls as well, who knows, but on the stat sheet, he's 50-50. Here's Bailey. From about 30. It's a good-looking kick. Bays have got a couple. 2-3-15. We've travelled 21 minutes in this first term, and the Eagles, not looking grim, but not looking overly positive. They've yet to score.
Interesting, talking about Woodville West Torrens top stats winners, Jake Comigiani has 6 touches, as has Chris Hall and Jimmy Tumpus.
Comments from Peter Argent as Darcy Bailey kicks his first of the afternoon. So the Bays finally getting that little bit of reward on the scoreboard. I don't think there's had much breeze, if anything, going to that end. A little bit of swirling breeze around the ground.
I'd like to know where the windsock's gone from the outer side.
Kevin Sheedy's been in town. Here's Angus Poole. And nice little left footer. Gee, the Eagles would like one before the break. Gaffney. That's Charlie. Here's Rowe trying to go to work. Collard. And maybe he's get a free kick here for over the shoulder. Might have been a little lucky there, James Rowe. Whenever he gets his hands on the pill, something happens. And something good normally happens. So he goes back, looks at the routine, thinks about it in his head and thinks, okay, I need to work a nice little bit of left goal post to right here.
Tough shot from there.
Well, he's going to have to kick from about 48 metres out. It's a little bit of a run-up and a wind-up. He's got a good piece of it, and it's a little narrow. But the Eagles
are on the scoreboard.
They're on the board. James Rowe getting their first score at the 23-minute mark. So can they build on that? Long kick out by Chalmers. Kick inboard. Eagles would love one. Redden can't provide. Nice work by McCarthy. Big fly in the middle of that was McBean, who didn't have to fly, just stood, and he was still taller than most that jump. McBean's wobbler marked in the middle of the ground by Cooper Gaffney. Might have called him Charlie just a minute ago. Maybe that's his nickname. The kick inboard will be a free kick. It'll go to the Bays. Maxie Proud is trying to get that football back.
The Gaffney boys, Jack and Cooper, are the sons of a great amateur footballer from down the Port, Atherton and Port districts, Peter Gaffney from the 80s.
I love the history, Pete. That's terrific. Brad McCarthy was the man who was infringed. Now he's called the play on. He's got the loping McBean.
I love that.
And well done by Roland. Bailey kicked their last goal. Just nice pirouette. Pushing off nicely was Scharenberg, but his kick is hauled in. Haylock. Foot gets it to Sharrod. Pushes off nicely. Sinor, full of run. Hall. Eagles would love another one. Well, they'd love to get one. They've got to score. Up goes Hayes. Couldn't take the mark. Bradley under pressure close to the line. Rowe will want to let this one roll out and collect a free kick. And will he do that? He certainly will. The photographer, gee, those photographers are annoying sometimes, Pete, aren't they? They get in the way. And Rowe just pinpoints and finds his man, and Von Berto has taken the mark, and he'll shoot from about 40 metres out, almost directly in front.
One of the two Kadina Bloodhounds playing out for the Eagles today with Angus Paul.
The Bloodhounds.
And if I remember correctly, Jake was on the Crows list for a year.
May well have been.
Just as a rookie.
Well, here he is. What's his goal kicking like? From 45, nurses this home for a goal. Good stuff by James Rowe to find the big man. And there we go. It is now an 8-point ball game, and the Eagles get goal number 1 at the 25-minute mark, almost 26 minutes of the first term.
And really, considering Glenelg's control over the first quarter, this game is still well and truly in the balance because of that goal.
For all the possession that Glenelg have had, and for all the inside 50s, etc., to come up with 2-3-15 has not been quite good enough. The Eagles have gone in only probably half a dozen times, but they've scored twice, so good work by the Eagles.
Interesting, just quickly on disposals, Glenelg have had 98 to the Eagles 71 at the moment, and that includes 56 kicks to 43 and 42 handballs to 28.
There's another little bouncing ball there. The Eagles get another behind. Stats there from Peter Argent, Michael Maney and Peter Argent with you for the SANFL digital pass coverage. I think it's only about $25 if you want to get involved in it, but it's quarter time here at ACH Group's Stadium, and it's a nice little lead for Glenelg, but one thinks that it just could have been so much more. And on the Villiers scoreboard, the Villiers family scoreboard, Villiers baking, celebrating 50 years in business. Taste the difference. 15 plays 8, and your quarter by quarter goal scorers in a moment will be brought to you by Telstra Store Glenelg. Telstra Store Glenelg, your local destination for all your tech needs. Telstra Store Glenelg, bringing you the forwards. And just doing my stats before the game, there is nobody for Glenelg in the top 30 ball getters in the league.
Wow.
No one in the top 30.
That's amazing.
And when you have a look at it, I think Chris Curran with 22 and Will Gould with 22, they'd be outside the top 30, but the Eagles have got a few in Petrenko, Boyd and Jordan Foote. Here we go, second term. So it's been a team effort by the Bays. Out of the middle, Redden gets the clearance. Who would have thought? And a piercing ball looking for Rowe. Sharrod, handball was looking for Petrenko. Partington did it nicely. Little handball comes out now. Snook kicks it long. They're inside 50, shallow though. Tumpus did it nicely. Sinor, good poise by a couple of those experienced players. Yeah, wonderful hands. Bradley, and then pumps it back in. Sinor's got some work to do. There's McBean. Now, looks like he's trying to pick up a handful of jelly beans. He couldn't quite get there. Lerm, he had almost got the staggers. Good tackle. And that's well done by Hosey. And takes his man to the line. It'll be a ball in.
It reminds me of the cartoon. That was fantastic. He looked like something out of one of those cartoons you used to watch 30 years ago back in Channel 9 in the day.
He got the wobbles, no doubt about that, Liam McBean. It's a long way down there, though, when you're 202. Here's Snoop, tried to find Partington. Working hard was White. Up 35, down 35. Oh, here's close. Almost. Close enough, but no cigar. The ball kicked out by the Eagles. Lonigan's got to take this, dropped it, then pushes off. Von Berto attacked it well. Thought about the handball initially and then decided to kick it to Hayes. That's Jack Hayes. Thought he might have been held by Curran. Nothing doing. Johansson on the lead is Hayes.
Great mark by Jack Hayes.
That was Nick Hayes back then. There's a couple of Hayes out there. So Jack Hayes.
The oldest two of 5 brothers.
Yeah.
Yes. Younger brothers Luke, Cooper and Ryder. All from the BSR Tigers.
Let's see if he can ride this one home. Jack Hayes. That's a good kick. It looked like a big leap by Von Berto, and then maybe someone's kicked it off the ground, have they? It's a goal. And I think that might have been Nick Hayes who's got his foot to it.
What a jump. Wow.
In the middle of that pack, Nick Hayes has kicked it off the ground. That's a staggering bit of work, and the Eagles get another one on the board. Wow.
Fantastic piece of work that. You love the big mark, don't you? Love the fly. Von Berto went up there, nearly took one of the marks of the year, and Nick Hayes' reaction was fantastic.
And thanks to Keep the Change, that is the first goal of the quarter. So thanks to Keep the Change, nicely done. So Nick Hayes getting a goal for the Eagles, and we've just run into the 2-minute mark. So excellent work. Can the Bays fight back? Might have been a free kick to Snook, but advantage is paid. Now Close has got a drop on Sinor. Now he's got to keep this low. And then picked out Tumpus. Oh, that's a risky business kick. And Agnew, who could have kept going and run into an open goal, but decided that he wanted a bit of Brad time. And he's going to go back and have a shot from...
That's such a dangerous kick into the corridor. Your chances of getting that turnover significant, and Brad's 40 metres out straight in front.
Intercept marking. Here's Agnew.
Beautiful.
Knew what he was on about. Went back and popped it through. He doesn't kick many goals, Brad Agnew. He hasn't kicked any this year. He's on the board, so the Bays reply very quickly to that goal from Nick Hayes.
That is goal number 14 of his SANFL league career in 113 league games.
Well, he plays a lot down back, doesn't he? So, but as proved, it's a good kick of the footy, and if you're a nice, comfortable kick, shouldn't be any reason why you couldn't put them through. So it's back to a 7-point margin. Out of the centre. Sharrod, ball just kicked off the ground. Nicholson, little pirouette. Here's Rowe. Always something happening when he's got the footy. Lonigan boots it inside 50. Hayes can't take the mark. That's Jack. Well done by Gould. Just got it out of there. Little half-distance one to Bradley. Gould's got a hospital handball over the top. And Foot's about to get mown down by Close. The battle of the 23s.
Brad Close is from the North Gambia Football Club. Quality young man, a quality footballer, and a great kick.
And has a quality long-sleeve Guernsey on too. Hosey, quality all over that as well. Agnew, the last goal kicker. Punches long, up they fly. McBean's at the front, couldn't cradle it down. Fought on as the ball hit the deck. Roland, Sinor. Just a hurried kick out of there. Might be okay. Jack Hayes couldn't collect it. Now Gould doesn't know where to go. Fed the handball to Proud. Proud's kick just to a nest of Eagles, and Tumpus, who thought, no, I'm not going back across the face this time. I'm going to find the big lumbering Redden. And then Tumpus was smart enough to run after it again, but coughed it up. Costa now. Now Chalmers. Sinor. Did it well. Von Berto. Comodigiani. Now a bounce. And a second.
Jack Gaffney kicks it long up forward, and Nick Hayes just fell short of him.
It certainly did. And Curran. Now, is there a free kick coming back? No, they've allowed the play to go. Shot takes it. Now to Bradley. Running beside was Partington. Petrenko could see it happening but couldn't get the hand in. A little bit of fumbling going on. Comodigiani left it for his teammate. And in the end, it ends up with Motlop, who got it from Reynolds.
Yeah, just Nicholson has come off the ground with an ankle injury, been taken off by the trainers.
Thanks, Pete.
Important player, Nicholson, to their structures.
Tumpus couldn't get through. Costa. White. Oh, here's a goal. Bailey, question of accuracy. Does it come back? Yes, it does. Darcy Bailey's got a couple. And the Bays have just steadied a little with the Bailey goal. And 4 goals, 3-27 to the Eagles, 2-2-14. Darcy Bailey, a couple of goals. Nicely done.
Yes, the ball popped out to him and he did the job. Was about 35 metres out, basically straight in front, had a bit of time and space and slotted it through quite comfortably.
So, this ball just going backward and forward, just a little bit of fumbling, but a bit of pressure on, and that can cause indecision. A pretty good game. Let's hope that Nicholson is okay. As Peter Argent said, came off the ground. Jesse White, Partington. Squeezed the kick down the line. It's a good one. Costa just took it on the chest. And then had a man running into space in Scharenberg. Now he loads it up. Good looking kick by Scharenberg. It's a goal. Very, very happy player. Scharenberg. It's been okay for them. Goal number 5 to the Bays, and they get that goal at the 8-minute mark. Nice build-up by the Bays.
The part you liked about Scharenberg is he gave an option out of the square, ran wide, wasn't used in the first option, kept running, worked to the half-forward line and got the ball 50 metres out, ran in 10 metres and slotted it through. That's work ethic, and that's what you want to see if you're a coach of a side.
No doubt about that. Let's hope his brother can get back and play some good footy sometime this year with Collingwood. Just been dogged by leg injuries.
Oh, that's been cruel.
Matthew Scharenberg is proving himself to be one of the best defenders in the competition. In the AFL competition, amazing stuff. Free kick here to Jake Comodigiani. And right in the centre of ACH Group Stadium.
That's great mark by Hayes out on the outer wing.
Jack Hayes doing it nicely. Had to play on, got it to Sherrod. Now Gaffney. Little bouncing ball. Connor Gaffney that was. Max Proud. He was the only one who really wanted that awkward bouncing ball. Lost possession. Get another ball up, I'd imagine. No one's getting out of that. So Cooper. So I say Connor. I've called him Connor, Cooper and
Casey.
Callum and Casey. I'll call him Chris in a minute. Ball up. Gould out of there. Did it nicely into the middle. Gafrida couldn't take the mark. Snook knocked it nicely to Bailey. Here's Costa. He's got a clean pair of heels. You won't catch Costa. He's had a couple of bounces. Steadies. And the kick wasn't the best. Looking for McBean. Everything going well until he put boot to ball. Now Bailey. Out wide. To Schutt. Kicks it high. McBean trying to rove that one. He's nailed Gafrida. Ball held to him. Umpire said, I'll ball it up about 10 metres out from the Bays goal.
You'd love the work rate of the 202 centimetre McBean. Tackling, once the ball hit the ground, just fantastic.
He's done that pretty well today. Hall for the Eagles. Oh, Mark just 3 deep. That was terrific work by Finn Betterman. Here's Betterman. Inside 50, McBean getting your hands on the footy but can't hold on to them. Tumpus, that kick's okay. Sometimes you've got your heart in your mouth. Not necessarily just with Jimmy, but those kicks that need to hit targets. Up they fly. Almost the mark by Jack Hayes. In goes Sharrod. Taken to the line. It'll be a boundary throw-in. So after Nick Hayes got a goal at the 2-minute mark, the Bays have got the next 3.
Just quickly, some stats. Elliot Chalmers, 11 possessions at the moment, leads the way with Matty Snook for Glenelg, while Luke Hosey has 10 and Bailey 9. For Woodville West Torrens, Jimmy Tumpus has got 12 and Chris Hall 10.
Chalmers, just an inside 50 ball. Gafrida loves those. Oh, Motlop intelligently away to McBean, who's just been driven into the ground. Advantage paid. Agnew gets another one. Doesn't matter who kicks him. And Agnew's got his second. A lot easier than the first he got. And the Bays have got 4 goals to 1 in this term. They've got 6-3-39. Eagles 2-2-14. Peter Argent for the SANFL Digital Pass.
He's only had 13 goals before today in his career. He's kicked 2 in about 8 minutes. Fantastic work by the boy from the Mount Burr Mozzies, Brad Agnew. Darcy Blaley also has been fantastic up forward as a small forward option. He's kicked 2 goals so far, and you've got to be impressed with Luke Hosey. Has really made a presence in both quarters. He kicked the first goal of the game for the Bays.
Well, McBean, just his ability to compete was the reason that goal was kicked. Back in the centre, Jesse Lonigan ducked the head. Marlon Motlop with an awkward tackle. But the umpire, well, that's a pretty good call, I think. Lonigan just put his head down and Motlop just grabbed him and had nowhere else to go. So another ball up. Petrenko, Johansson, Hall, Redden. Had a bit of float on that. Redden was strong enough to get away. Jack Gaffney. And the mark. Simple one. Taken by Betterman. Some good youngsters at the Bay. Mark Stone doing a terrific job. Jesse White about to get mown down. Scharenberg, who kicked a goal a moment ago, loves to have a shot. This is a really good kick. And Hosey almost took the mark, but it floated through for a behind. So Jonty Scharenberg really showing a clean pair of heels. 40 plays 14. And this man can't do a thing wrong in the second term. Agnew, and gets on with it. Up they fly. Ball thumped away. Where are the Rovers? Little snap. Oh. Bradley. Oh, they're all getting in on the party. The defenders are coming down and saying, we're taking charge.
What do you like about Bradley there, who was front and centre, where your small men are supposed to be? Just went onto the left foot, only 25 metres out. Nursed the ball through at the Anzac Highway end of the ground. A great little goal, and that's 5 goals in about 10 minutes for the Glenelg Football Club. They've now gone out to a 32-point lead.
32-point lead to Glenelg. It's been a nice little patch for them. Back in the middle, Redden, Petrenko, Lonigan. They get a centre clearance, the Eagles. Been screaming out for one. Long kick. No one can take a mark, or can they? In the middle of that, it's been beautifully done and dragged in.
Chris Curran,
that was excellent work.
He's elevated his game since his captaincy. Been fantastic. Real leader in defence. Fantastic club man as well, and the epitome of what you want in a leader.
Good kick too to Reynolds at half-back, and that leadership will only just continue to grow. Tumpus, so they turn it over. Jimmy Tumpus, who spent a lot of time trying to patch things up down back, goes in short to Rowland. Rowland just runs off the mark, kicks it long. His target was Redden. Comitagiani escorts it over for a boundary throw-in. So it has been a very, very good second term by the Bays.
just a little bit on Sam Rowland, also a very handy cricketer, used to bowl off spin, an opening batsman for the Balaclava Cricket Club. They're called Lower North in the Stanley competition, and from the Balaclava Packers Football Club originally.
What are they, the Balaclava Bats or the Balaclava sort of Parrots or something?
No, I think they're the Lower North Buffaloes.
The Lower North Buffaloes. It's just brilliant country sport, isn't it? Here's Poole. Out of there, close. Just ran past it in the end. Might have been a free kick. Poole just rode Gould into the turf, or Snook, I should say. So Snook's got the free kick, and he's got a man breaking for him on this side, and the man is Gould. Can't take the mark. It might have been held. It was Hayes held. Hayes was held in that exchange. Thought it might have been the other way.
Exactly.
Little kick by Haylock is okay. And then lucky not to give away a 25-metre penalty. But it will be this time Nick Hayes who's going to have a crack. He kicked a goal at the 2-minute mark of this term.
That's an angle. He's got to be right on the boundary line, 40 metres out.
I've seen some wonderful kicks from here over the years. Nick Hayes has got to try and emulate that. Here he goes. Got a nice piece of it.
Oh.
Hit the post. 31 points the margin. It was just need a little bit of fade away at the end. And didn't get it. Curran.
Beautiful kick.
Nicely done. Costa. Waited for Motlop to keep going. Now Snook. This is the running machine that is the Bays. And Reynolds with a nice lead up. He's got a couple of players to go for. But Reynolds says, I'm going for it myself.
How good is that? Salubrious.
You just watch that fly over your head. That's not a bad tap from, well outside 50.
Oh, how good is that? That raking left foot, magnificent kick. The ball movement from the back half through to Reynolds on half forward, going around onto his left from 55, 60 metres out. Just a fantastic piece of play. The best piece of play of the day, really.
6 goals to 1. And they are being blown away again, the Eagles. This is really full alert stuff for them. Reynolds has got 10 for the year, and that margin is now 37 points. In the blink of an eye, really. White in the ruck, Von Berto. They all want a bit of a tap of it, but Snook said, I'm going to have a kick of it. A real wobbly ball. Reynolds!
He can take a hang of that, boy.
That is your mark of the day so far, and that'll feature during the week. Luke Reynolds. Can he cap it off? Well, he did the other one on the bit. He'll get the journey. Just a matter of accuracy. Here he goes. Got a little bit of a hook going on this one.
Didn't kick through the ball there. All good coaches tell you when you're having a shot for goal, you've got to kick through the ball. And he just stabbed at that one from 50 metres.
Would have been something else. Now, Sherrod's been caught with the footy, but he's been given a little bit of slack by the umpire. And that Billy scoreboard, 8-5-53 plays 2-3-15. So things going pear-shaped for the Eagles again. A lot of heads being scratched. The umpire says, I'm going to pay a free kick against Gould here to Sherrod. You were hatching it. I think he just wanted someone to get a bit of clear play going. So Louis Sherrod has foot in short and delivers to him. Gets a lot of possessions, Jordan Foot, but probably just doesn't hurt the opposition quite enough just yet. Brad Agnew, wow, what a performance has been, and a player spotlight for Brad Agnew. Pete Argent, he's been that everywhere man, hasn't he?
Yeah, just fantastic. 2 goals, a couple of marks, a couple of tackles as well. His work rate has been fantastic, and he stands out. He's got that fire hair, there's no doubt about that.
Brought to you by ACH Group. So ACH Group, the proud supporters of the Glenelg Football Club. This ground with naming rights, ACH Group Stadium.
Just some quick team stats. We're now 20 minutes into the second quarter. Glenelg have 161 possessions to the Eagles 129. That's 94 kicks to 75 and 67 handballs to 54.
Brilliant mark by Max Proud. Wonderful stuff. And slips it in short to Motlop. Motlop has Bradley, who kicked a goal in this quarter. Lovely little left foot goal by Bradley. Be one for the old disc or something at the end of the career. Close, nicely done. Curran, he's just absolutely beset upon. The advantage rule paid. Foot just knocked it onto his boot. In goes Hayes, just threw himself forward. That was Jack Hayes, Nick Hayes, I should say. And it'll be a ball up. It's got crunched there just a second or two ago.
Oh, yes.
Nice little tap. Away to Rowe. He's got plenty of hook on this, James Rowe. And it'll roll out of play. Last touch, last kick out of bounds. And Proud will be the man to take the free, but the umpire's saying we introduced that rule to quicken up the game, and so we'll slow it down by paying a 25-metre penalty when we didn't really need to.
While Rowe missed then, you'd like his opportunist ability. Just, he knew where the goals were. He just pushed it, really.
Just a little bit too much hook. Here's comes Foot. Now, we had an open goal square.
Where to?
About 100 metres out from goal, and then just kicked to a patch of grass. So the Bays are able to get out of trouble. Petrenko went early, and it'll be a ball in. Will it be a free? It's coming to the Bays. Now that might be young Betterman.
Oh, I think it's Elliot Chalmers.
Elliot Chalmers, is it? Oh, they look like brothers out there.
That side of the ground, I think so. You were actually right. It was Betterman.
Shot. Kicks down the line. Poole at the back did nicely. Roland just held the man off to allow Poole to take that. Then to the big man in Redden, who got it to Hall, who just delayed. Now Motlop, you can't do that as they push forward. Here's McBean, runs into space, over the left shoulder. Thanks for coming. This is a rout. It's officially a rout. McBean gets his first goal of the afternoon, but if you just want to dwell and not be quite sure of yourself, Chris Hall just delayed for a second or two too long, and they swamped him. 9-5, plays 2-3.
All the Glenelg forwards are getting in the act at the moment. Hosey, McBean, Reynolds are all up and about. Bailey's kicked a couple of goals. They've got a really good functioning forward line, and you can't say that about the Eagles, can you?
It's, well, the Jordan Foot kick just a few moments ago, where he just kicked it to the pocket and just hoped someone might run onto it.
Yes.
Nothing much system-wise going on at the moment. Redden to Poole. Foot tries to barge his way through. It's been a horror second quarter if you're an Eagle supporter.
7 goals to 1.
Yeah, they have shown them a clean pair of heels. Just wondering if I can change my tip from the start of the game, Pete. I'm just putting the bus in reverse.
I've got to say, one of the better players for the Eagles so far has been Jared Redden, the big ruckman from the York Peninsula down to the Southern Eagles. A quality performance, really. He has been one of the standouts in a modest day's work.
The Curran kick to a pack. No clean ball out of there. Almost thrown out, I think. The umpire said, yep. I think that might have been shot. He tried to just hurl that out of there. So Cooper Gaffney will get him right before the end of the night, the day. Here's Sharrod. He saw the open goal square. Getting back is Rowe. Now you've got to watch little James. And that's good defence by Maxi Proud to get it through from behind.
I just asked the question, James Rowe would be 5'10", 5'11". Wouldn't you be going to a 6'2", 6'3" target if you're charging through the middle of the ground like Louis Sharrod was then?
You'd think so. High ball, lining it at the back, had to punch away. Hayes off the ground. They're all going off the ground. No one can actually pick it up. And then, in the end, a kicking in danger ruling.
Oh, that is still a rule.
That is, apparently. So, Brad McCarthy wants to go to the outer side. It's been all Glenelg in this second term. Hosey has it knocked away. Quite a term for Lachlan Hosey in this second term, but he lit the game up in the first and really set the Bays on their way to this 43-point lead they have established at the moment. Just waiting for the boundary umpire. 26 minutes gone in the second term.
Just quickly, a couple of stats. Matty Snook leading the way as expected for Glenelg with 15 possessions, while Elliot Chalmers has 13 and Motlop 12 for the Eagles. Jimmy Toumpas is leading the way with 13 and Hall's got 12 as well.
Here's a chance now. Foot from about 35 drills the goal. Well, he finally got on the board. Jordan Foote found a little bit of space, nice footwork, and popped it through for a goal. So the Eagles finally get their third goal, 3-4-22. They trail Glenelg 9-5-59. Peter Argent.
And that's Jordan Foote's first goal in SANFL League football in his 6th game. The thing you like about that is he ran directly at the goal, kicked through the ball, and did the job.
Nicely done by Jordan Foote at the 27-minute mark, so gives them a little bit of hope going into half-time. If they could snag another one before half-time, they'd be pretty happy. Back in the centre, Agnew, though. Partington wants to drive it long. There's Ross! Oh, what a ripper! He's taken a specky of the highest order.
Is that mark of the day? Does that take over from the previous one?
That's got it all covered. That'll have the round covered.
That was fantastic. He just sat there for that couple of seconds. Isn't that beautiful to watch?
And if you were on the boundary with this little snapper in hand, you'd love to get that pick with Reynolds. Here he is from 35 metres out from goal. And as he did with the last one, sprayed it this time to the left and can't finish off the job. 38 points the lead to the Bays, but what a highlight. The Specky is not dead. Here's shot. Gaffney. It's Mini Cooper. Gaffney, and can't get it away. Might have copped one to the left ear there, but nothing doing. Jesse White knocked it down, had to rove his own ball. Broke away. Siren is for half-time at ACH Group Stadium. And it is a comprehensive lead by 38 points to Glenelg in a term where they booted 7 goals to 2. That second goal of the term for the Eagles coming at the 27-minute mark, kicked by Jordan Foote, but it has been a command performance by the Bays to half-time. The goal kickers for the team that lead this contest, we have Agnew with 2 along with Darcy Bailey, and then singles to McBean, Scharenberg, Reynolds, who could have had 3.
Exactly.
Bradley, along with Lachlan Hosey, who got a goal in the first term. And the 2 goal kickers for the Eagles, Von Berto, Nick Hayes and Jordan Foote. So at half-time, it is
slotted one from a long way out. And then the first mark was pretty spectacular by itself. And the second one just topped it off again. So our highlights reel in his own.
Had it all going on today. Let's see what the second half gives us. Let's hope it gives us a fight back from the Eagles, because one-way traffic so far at HEH Group Stadium, I should say. Here's Lonergan out of the centre. Beautifully done, read off the pack by Chalmers, and finds Bradley.
The Bradley family story is pretty impressive in itself too. His father David played in the 70s and so did Uncle Phil, all from Kobe Bolite Tigers.
Is that Jack Trengove territory?
Certainly is. The Trengove family come from down there as well.
Took me about 2 years to be able to pronounce that.
A bit like me with Cominciani.
You've been flawless, Pete. Flawless with that. So White in the ruck. Up against Jack Hayes. Lonergan. Bradley overran it. Foot caught by Snook. Snook just reefs the ball off him. Bradley with a handball to Agnew. Reynolds is not going to get to this contest. Sinor just lost it. Not sure whether he lost it or didn't quite understand completely where he was. Shot with a handball away to Gould, who nurses that ball to Costa. And we haven't told you that Corey Gregson didn't take his place in this lineup. We didn't receive a team sheet from anyone, so Corey Gregson was the laid out for the Bays. White in short. Just a process of elimination in the first half to find out who was in or out.
Exactly.
Little kick forward. McBean's got to get right way down there below his knees, and both Eagles players clash heads, I think, and Angus Poole might have come off worse off. I think Jordan Foots got a little bump on the noggin, and Angus Poole, no claret.
McBean, you've done it again.
Yeah. Just couldn't pick it up. Taken by Scharenberg. That's just a hack ball in there. Posey couldn't take the mark. Gafrida just hacked it out. Ball close to the line. The line will win. And it'll be a free kick to Chris Curran. He's got the orange wheels on.
They are loud wheels, aren't they?
Not many players with black boots these days. Good mark by Tumpus, intercepting mark, and then goes long with the kick. Rowe tried to tap it forward to Von Berto, which was smart, and then backs it up again. Might have copped one high. Umpire said, yep, you copped the clip on the way through, Jimmy. He just dances around, goes on the left boot. It's a real old wobbler to a one-on-one contest. Gould just tripped over his opponent. Nicely done. Quick kick out of there is okay. And the mark has been taken. So Bradley.
That was a very good kick by Proud, Maxi Proud, finding Bradley.
Well, he's bitten off a little bit too much here, has he? Partington. Falling over on the cricket pitch was Hayes. Now to Petrenko. Virtually unsighted in the first half. Redden just planted himself in the middle of that. Rowe caught. Might be penalised here, James Rowe. Nothing doing. Umpire will come in and ball it up. So no change to that quarter-time score on the Billy scoreboard. Here's Rowe trying to dance through and then just threw the ball on the ground. So he's trying to lift them. He's trying to do something exceptional, but he can't do it all himself. Partington with the kick, almost a mark to Hosey. Running on it was Costa. Now Poole. Costa's got him. And a ball up.
That's a great front-on tackle by young Josh Costa. When somebody dead arms you and you have to hold on, that shows a real bit of character.
Well, undisciplined from Glenelg as Angus Poole gets a free kick for a little bit of verbal maybe. Not quite sure. Here's Jack Gaffney over the top to Louis Sharrod, who has time to have a bounce, but he's got a kick on his left boot. Up they fly, almost the mark, to Nick Hayes. Someone's lost a boot in that exchange there. I think it might be Chris Curran, the skipper, because it's orange. That's my guess.
I reckon they've plucked a free kick out there too.
Have they? It's against Curran, and it looks like it's going to Nick Hayes. Curran picks up his boot. So Nick Hayes gets an opportunity to bring this back to 32 points. 4 or 5 goals in this modern day football is achievable, but they need to get a wriggle on. They've got to make every post a winner. Hayes has got some hook on this. Needs to go and see the club pro, I think.
Yeah, bit of inside out with the swing there. Or outside in, really, isn't it?
Yeah, just never looked like it off the boot. So, little short kick. Maxi Proud deep in defence. Doing the jumping on the mark is Haylock. The star jumps. Jack Hayes.
Looks like they put Jack into ruck and push Redden forward.
Good punch from Curran, hits the line. It'll be a boundary throw-in. What have you spotted, Pete?
Looks like Jack Hayes is actually playing as a mobile ruckman at the moment, and they pushed Redden deep forward to be a marking target up in attack.
Well, they would have spent a bit of time on the whiteboard, Sam Lonergan and his staff, to try and work something. But Redden will obviously do the ruck work in the forward line. Agnew, clean pair of heels.
Great kick.
Wonderful kick. Partington didn't have to break stride. Waits for the ball to run past.
Oh.
And then his target is Hosey. And Hosey's just got a sniff here. He won't miss. And he rolls it through. The Eagles took the early running. But the Bays took the early running on the scoreboard. And Lachlan Hosey gets his second for the afternoon. And the kick, you mentioned it in the call, the kick was just outstanding by Agnew. Thanks to Bone Timber, first goal of the quarter. And that is magnificent. So providing quality timber since 1919. Pete, a fifth generation business, Bone Timber, first goal scorer of the quarter for the Bays.
100 years old. What a fantastic South Australian company. What I loved about that goal was the transition. Just fantastic. The first kick we saw to Partington, he gave Hosey every opportunity. Hosey ran onto the ball and kicked a very easy goal in the end.
Excellent stuff. So that lead is now out to 44. So they got to 44 points in front at the 23-minute mark. So that's the equal game high for the match. Close wrapped up. The only player on the ground wearing long sleeves. Up it goes. Johansson didn't take a backward step, but Agnew, all done by Rowland. Johansson's kick didn't go 15. Jesse White can't collect it. Lonergan, picked up by Petrenko. Sinor. Left foot kick, one for the high flyers. Who's the crummer? Comodigiani is. Rowe dodges, great footwork, left foot, nice chip, wonderful play, James Rowe. And he finds Bonberto, who kicked the Eagles' first goal at the 25-minute mark of the first term. And they have done a little bit of mixing and matching up there, a little bit taller up forward. And
great finishing work there by James Rowe. Just fantastic. Composure.
got a box full of tricks. Let's see what Bonberto can do. That's not his best little slider off the boot.
Didn't kick through the ball. Kick through the ball, lad. We've been saying that since under 10s.
Yeah. Did not take Uncle Pete's advice. And he just pushed it away to the right. So not a good, not good when the Bays have got the early goal. 43 points the difference. White working hard. Costa ran past it. And it will be a ball like McBean in there with a tackle. Well, McBean just booted the one goal. He's booted 9 in a match earlier this year. Might have even been the first match of the year. A wonderful performance. What's he got for the rest of the season? Only got another 3 goals since then. Play going nowhere in the outer side. Another ball up.
The thing you like about Glenelg is the diversity of goal kickers. Even today, amongst their 10 goal kickers, there's been 8 different players have had an impact on the scoreboard, which is what you want if you're a coach of a elite team.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, the spread, spreading the load. I just remember when Lance Franklin played his last year with Hawthorn. Alistair Clarkson was already planning for life without him, and the spread of goal kickers just continued to grow over the next few years, and they won 3 premierships with Up goes Monberto, can't take the mark. Ball punched away. Got some hang in it. Here's Johansson. Now he's a known goal kicker. Can he bounce this one through? It bounces high, but bounces away to the right. 42 points the margin.
It just feels like Glenelg are doing everything right and the Eagles can't buy one at the moment. Even then, you'd expect somebody of Johansson's ability to be able to finish off from 40 metres out directly in front.
So the free kick here going to Sinor from the kick out. Kicks it long. Up goes Redden in the middle of that pack. You can split anything open with a body like that. Snook comes in with a tackle. So the Eagles have got it clamped inside 50. They need to get some reward. They just haven't been able to kick goals with any momentum. Little quick kick out of there. And Sinor's going to push it back in. This time he'll push it in deep. Unless he goes for a little chip somewhere. But he's right on the paint of 50. Not sure whether he can get the journey here, but he's pretty deliberate. So, Joseph Sinor. No goals this year. He's got it to the square. Up they fly. Ball hacked through for a behind. So 41 points the difference now. 11 minutes gone. The Village scoreboard.
They're peppering the goals a bit. They've got to get 6-pointers on the board.
It's been really awkward for them. Gould kicks to a big pack situation. Sinor once again. But the Bays come out. Sharrod tackled, got rid of it. Tompus pushes off. Thompson looked like he dropped it. Gafrida, just a drilling ball down the line. And the ball thumped to the line. It'll be a ball in.
Young Will Gould from the Lucendale Football Club. There's a bit of Shannon Hearn about him. He's got a booming kick. He's strong over the contest. He runs in straight lines. And he's a no-nonsense footballer. Been quite impressive in his first year at SANFL League level.
Hasn't Shannon Hearn been outstanding in his AFL career? He's easily one of the better players in the competition. Hosey just backpedaling. Takes a nice mark.
And he'd be one of the best players today, young Hosey.
Yeah, well, he relied on the shot to take the mark. Now to Close. Close has got Bailey, and he finds him. There's another player in a little bit of space. It was Reynolds. But Darcy Bailey's kicked a couple and wants to back himself from 45 slight angle. This will make it 47, a game high.
Again, the ball movement was the key. Clean, crisp, concise.
Eyes up.
Yep.
Looking, then eyes down. Finding a target. Here's Bailey. It's a little bit of a wind up and a skip, and he's a little bit of way right to that. 42 points the difference.
I reckon a kicking coach would make a bit of money on some of the efforts today.
Yeah, no question about that. Here's Hall. Looks for Rowe. Rowe's just got to paddle in front. Gets up, goes again. Gould was there. Knocked it into Rowe, and out it went. He's a tough customer. Will Gould. Just repeating the news, Corey Gregson not taking his place in the Glenelg team this afternoon.
And to be fair, he hasn't been missed. They've played really constructively up forward.
Well, that's the upside for Glenelg too, isn't it? So, long kick inside. Here's McBean. Somehow trapped it. Now has he got a left boot? Yes, he has, but it didn't operate overly well, but had a nice bit of bounce on it. Looked like it was going out of bounds. 43 points the difference, but through for behind. So McBean continues to be a good target.
What was that for, that 25 metres?
Not sure what that was for. You need a million eyes in your head these days. Haylock to a one-on-one. Partington and Poole. Partington tries to get the handball through. Now Hall. Scharenberg did nicely. Back to Partington. Costa's got to go. Great pickup for Costa. Had a bounce and Rowland was only inches from him. Bailey, kick off the outer side of the boot, running onto it. Motlop just wants to paddle. Normally does something clever. In goes Snook. Flicks out the back. Tompus close, just got in front of Tompus. Fell over the footy. Snook got a call from Bailey. Bailey's little half-distance kick. Now Snook, normally a left footer, as you can see. And now it ends up with Hayes. The Jack variety. Foot couldn't take it. Scharenberg wanted to claim the mark, but it was touched. Here's Bradley. Now to Bailey. Close. Nice little chip. And Close is about 48 metres from goal. Thought about getting it to Jesse White, and White said, well, still kick it to me. I'm here. But a couple of Eagles close by. So here's Close. Just a stab. Up goes Reynolds. Can't take another one. Gafrida. Oh, that's a dangerous handball. And Jack Gaffney sees it out. It'll be a boundary throw-in. Big Reynolds was on the cusp of another one. Wouldn't have been as good as the others.
Not quite. I've got to say, Brad Close's wheels are pretty impressive. Those green boots stand out in the crowd.
Yeah. Did he have those on in the first half? I'm not sure.
I can't remember them being that colour.
Here's Lonergan, Poole, Thompson. Oh, that was dropping the ball, said a lot of the crowd. Reynolds is hovering here. So too Marlon Motlop. Little quick kick out of the pack was Bailey.
What a kick.
Quick to get ball on boot. And he's got 3. And he's been a handy little player. The Bays have got 11.
Yeah, fantastic. That's reflex goals. He knew where the big white sticks were, slammed it onto the boot, and went right through the middle. Excellent goal. His third, he's kicked 1 in each of the opening 3 quarters now, and they've really dominated the game.
Well, I would say there must be now, if there hasn't been before, the Crisis Summit at Oval Avenue or Morn Team
Hyundai Oval.
Yeah. There's got to be, there's something desperately wrong here. So 49 points, a game high lead. Lonergan of the Jesse variety. They may need Sam to come out of retirement shortly. And a little bit high in the tackle, and McCarthy's the man with the free.
With Sam Lonergan, you just think about it. He's 32 years of age, an experienced AFL footballer. Can a coach give that leadership on the ground? You'd suggest not, but it must be going through his head.
It's got to be going through his head. I'd say even if he came out of retirement for half a dozen games just to try and see what's going on out there. Up they go. That's a wonderful mark. I think that might be shot. He went down like he was shot. And that is him.
The boy from West Adelaide. Very good hands. He's proved that a few times today.
Yeah, he can clunk them. Can he kick him? Can he get?
He's a great size too, 190.
Tom Shot. He's kicked the 2 behind so far this year, so we wait in anticipation. Here he comes from about 30. Oh, wow. Like a shot out of a gun.
I was waiting for that.
A little bit too predictable. But Shot gets another one for the Bays, and it is just a bit of a slaughter at the moment. 3 goals to zip in this term. So 74 to 26.
No, it's actually
80 to 26, I should say.
12-8 to 3-8, a 9-goal lead. What are we, about 20 minutes into the third quarter? The game's really on toast, isn't it?
Well, it could be on anything you like. It's just all one-way traffic. Here's Poole trying to do something for the Eagles. Kicks it high. Von Berto can't take it. Gould with a handball to Bradley. And it'll be a boundary throw-in.
Just quickly, disposals-wise, Bays 248 to the Eagles 191. 151 kicks Glenelg.
Andrew Bradley, our player spotlight. Just in a second, Pete will get those stats from you in a second. But Andrew Bradley has been very, very good for the Bay. He's kicked a goal in this match and has had plenty of it. Here's Sherrod. Oh, that's a wonderful kick.
Wow.
From the pack. A goal out of nothing from Louis Sherrod. Threw it on the boot. It's back to 49 points. Louis Sherrod gets his first of the afternoon and his third goal for the season. But boy, an understatement. They needed that, and it is now 4-8-32, plays 12-8-80. Peter Argent, you've got some stats, but Andrew Bradley, thanks to ACH Group, the player spotlight player in this third term.
Yeah, just quickly the stats again. Glenelg, 248 disposals to the Eagles, 194 kicks. The Bays 151 to Eagles 113, handballs 98 to 81. Disposal efficiency, Glenelg are going at 76%, the Eagles only at 68.
Yeah, it's been one of those days. In goes Poole, hasn't given up trying Angus Poole. Just emerging was Lonergan, just hacked it out of there. Haylock got a bad bounce in the end. Hayes nicely away to Johansson, who kicks it high. Von Berto was the flyer. Haylock back in. Von Berto, well, difficult to grab him because he's got a lot of strength. Haylock working close to the line. Good tackle by Gould, and when he gets you, Big Will, you're going nowhere.
The boy from PAC, he's now finished Year 12 studies and will be a top 10 draft pick, you think. Just
looking for some bodies to bump into. Scrambly bit of play. Jack Hayes flicked it out to Sinor. He's got to get a little bit of hook on this, but gets the wrong part of the ball, and it'll be a free kick. It'll go to Maxi Proud.
A player that's really gone under the radar a little, Elliot Chalmers, 19 disposals at the moment, including 13 kicks. You really haven't noticed him that much. He's just been unobtrusive, done his job for the team.
Yeah, he's been very good. A lot of those little look-alike guys have been really, really good. Shot. Had close running by, but McBean had it all to do there. Then a little handball back to Close. Close thought about going long and just got caught in between. Went for Motlop. Now the kick from Lonergan is a real end for ender. Should roll out a play here, and does. Andrew Bradley taking it to the line, but just pulled that kick and didn't quite pull it enough, did he?
No, it was, as you said, perfectly called, really, in between.
23 minutes gone in the third term. 49. It got out to 55. When Shot kicked a goal. And there's an out of bounds on the full.
Just quickly, a couple of the biggest stats winners for Woodville West Torrens. Lonergan has 18 at the moment, as has Toompas, while Angus Poole has 16 and Joey Sinor and Chris Hall 15 and 13.
Here's Partington, just having a quick shot on goal. Just couldn't quite get enough outswing on it, really. Didn't quite connect with it. Another behind, so... Wow, it's just been all one-way traffic. Gaffney, just that indecision. Running too close to the player, running at you. Partington delayed it. Little kick inside, 50. Reynolds takes the mark. Wonderful stuff by Curran to get it to Reynolds. And well, let's see whether he can kick any better from this end. Had his problems at the other. Isn't that he worries marking the ball this afternoon, Luke Reynolds, but let's see what he can do.
It is a beautiful natural kick, so you just hope he kicks through the ball.
Here he goes. He got a bit of through the ball with that, Pete.
Beautiful.
He's got the earpiece in. Peter Argent, the new goal-kicking coach down here at the Bay, has been able to nurse that one through with Luke Reynolds. So another goal to Reynolds, another goal to the Bays, and they've posted goal number 13, 13-9-87 to 4-8-32. So who was it that picked the Eagles to get over the line by a small margin in a thriller? It might have been me.
I can't remember that far back.
You're going to have your work cut out with 3, 2 and 1. There's about 16 Glenelg players you're going to have to toss a coin on.
There is a few of them. Mind you, Luke Reynolds and Brad Agnew have really impressed, as has Matty Snook.
Out of the centre, Petrenko waited for Sharrod. Sharrod goes inside 50. Von Berto got under the footy a little bit. Gould just foxed it out. Oh, that might have been a free kick to the Bays. That might have been young Betterman. Haylock flicked it back to Foot, who was dispossessed, to be honest. Thought he dropped the footy.
Yeah, he threw it away, I agree.
So McCarthy.
He's another one that's been unobtrusive down back, done his job.
Yeah, no, he's been good. They've played their role today. There's no doubt about that. Marlon Motlop.
Again, another role player today.
Yep.
That's a great mark.
Sinor's had a pretty good third term, but coughed it up, Costa. And the ball rolls out of play. Young Finn Betterman. So even as we approach three-quarter time, the result of this match is inevitable. White and Redden, they just both let it bounce. Petrenko did best in the push-off stakes. Foot dropped the head, good enough to get it to Hall. Hall weighted the handball beautifully to Lonergan. Lonergan's swirling kick.
Great mark.
Well, judgment 101 from Proud. Close, had to just keep his eye on the ball. Did it nicely. So Scharenberg just running for him at half-back. Down the line, White, been serviceable too. Good around the ground, Jesse White today. Not much activity up forward, so he decides to go long. Close, tried to get in. Ball punched away by Roland. Costa can't keep it in. In fact, that was Jordan Foot who punched it away. So a boundary throw in. 87 plays 32. Hamilton Holden, they're the proud supporters of Glenelg Football Club. Hamilton Holden celebrating 30 years in business. Hamilton Holden, your Holden dealer at the Bay. Wonderful sponsors. There's Bone Timber, there's Villies.
Nice tap.
Telstra, wonderful. Here's Scharenberg with some sort of weird reverse, crazy sort of tumbling ball. Here's Johansson over the top. Thompson back to Johansson. Oh, this kick needs to be good. And Cooper Gaffney said, I got it covered. Then that's against McCarthy, who just cribbed on the mark. And sometimes the umpire said, well, I haven't paid that for a while, so I might just pull that one out of the kit bag. And he did then. Here's Snook. Snook kicks forward. Siren goes. McBean got in front. Says to the umpire, couldn't you see that I was being held? And the umpire said, just give me the ball. It's three-quarter time. Go and have a drink. Here's the scoreline on the Villiers scoreboard. 39-87 Glenelg. The Eagles 4-8-32. So a commanding lead to the Bays. How many goals do they kick in that term, Pete?
Andy, 4 goals.
Yep.
4 goals, 3 for the quarter. Won the quarter again. The Eagles were only able to kick 1 goal, 4 for the quarter. At this stage, Glenelg have had 22 scoring shots, 13-9-2.
He's not got polish, Tom Schott, but what he's got a good game. He knows his game. He takes a good mark. He looks up. He delivers the footy well. Will Gould down back. Costa's taken another step today, I think. So
yeah, certainly.
plenty of stuff happening. Carl Nicholson hobbled off just before half-time. We haven't seen him again in the second half. But here we go. The final quarter. Can the Eagles salvage something from what is sitting at the bottom of the ocean at the moment? Here's Bradley. Tried to play on. Effectively did that. The handball to Snook was a little bit too fierce. Now Lonigan.
Gone backwards.
Johansson. Yeah, well, sometimes they scream for it and say, kick it to me. You've got to be in good position. Here's Gafrida, the co-skipper. Out wide to Petrenko, who's ran out of real estate. Did he touch it? The boundary umpire said, Marlon Motlop, you'll be the man. So Motlop in.
But that passage of play really explained how the Eagles are going this year.
Yep.
Backwards and across and out of bounds are giving the ball away.
And missing targets. Lachlan Hosey said, well, come on, umpire. I took the mark. It'll be pretty difficult when you've got to go and wear green and put a whistle on your hand and make decisions. It's the toughest game in the world to umpire, I feel. Hayes in the ruck with White. Nicely done by Poole to Sinor. Sinor's kick, Rowe. Thought he might have tried to take the mark.
Argue it was a free kick as well. Push in the back.
Could have been. Here's Commodore Gianni. That was Chalmers.
Oh,
Kick into the middle is just a 50-50 at best. Gould, well, he just steamrolled through. Commodore Gianni to Tumpus. Underground ball to Poole. Now away to Jack Gaffney, Petrenko, and almost hit Commodore Gianni in the head. Hayes over the top, back again, Commodore Gianni, away to Nick Hayes. Hayes kicks to Bomberto. Finally, a little bit of something happening, Pete.
yes, movement, using your teammates, linking up, and a kick hitting a target in the forward 50. Real handy.
Yeah. Sounds such a simple game when you put it into that context, doesn't it?
Doesn't it?
So, Von Berto kicked one so far from 35. It's a good-looking kick.
Yes.
Very good kick from Von Berto. So it's now back to a 49-point margin. Von Berto has got 2, and Glenelg 13-9. 87. The Eagles 5-8. 38. And 49 points that margin. Pete.
Yep. What you like is that's what you expect from the Eagles. Good movement, hitting up targets and getting the result. They are a long way behind. The goal
First goal of the quarter
was sponsored by Keep the Change.
Yeah. Are you a keep the change, mate? You just throw your money away to keep the change?
Oh, happy to keep the change occasionally.
Here's Motlop. Oh, big leap by Hosey. And then automatically, east to ground. Got a push, or did he drop the footy? Umpire said dropping the ball.
That's a bit harsh. He was the only one going for the ball.
He's got some excitement, that guy, Hosey. Is Proud at the back. Tried to punch it away from Bomberto. Johansson couldn't get it. It ends up in the hands of Betterman. Betterman kicks long. No mark. Reynolds tracking it. Left it for Costa. Sharonberg. Good kick. McBean. 25 out. Almost directly in front. Just a smart kick by Sharonberg.
Yeah, didn't panic. Saw a teammate in a better position and made sure the ball got there. Not the most perfect a kick, but it got the result. McBean's looking for his second goal.
So, McBean. Very deliberate. Knows where they are. Booted 9 in the game so far this year. Lays back on the kick. Let's get it back to Frankie J. Holden, the old 55. 55 points the margin here at ACH Group Stadium.
And again, ball movement from Glenelg's been the difference. work rate, effort around the ball, and a bit of class by Berg as well.
Good young player, a South Australian under-18 who's trying to make his mark in this competition.
Really surprising. He was expected to be drafted 2 years ago, but he's done the right thing. He's worked hard in the SANFL, and his opportunity still might come.
You just keep trying to improve. That's all you've got to do. It's been proven that you might get a chance. Umpire almost got in the way then. Little handball by Johansson, got it back from foot and then lowered the eyes, and beautifully done. Fine, Nick Hayes. So Nick Hayes will have to kick this every bit of 45. So the Eagles finding a little bit of system in this last quarter, but has Glenelg dropped off a fraction, or the Eagles just starting to get their game together? Difficult to tell. Here's Hayes. He's had a couple of goes at things. Interesting ball drop. He's just got the distance, has he? No, off hands. And it's 54 points the margin.
Jake Johansson, the third youngest ever SANFL League footballer when he was playing at Port Adelaide from Henley High. You like the fact that he lifted his eyes and hit a target.
Yeah. No, we're just trying to give them some run, trying to find something. Big pack of players. Jack Hayes in the middle of that. Sherrod just threw it out in the end. Roland got it on the boot. Commodogiani, quick hands. Hayes sat it up. Oh, just a one-hander. Thanks very much. Put the right duke out and just hook it in like catching a fish.
Bit of the Michael Jackson right hand about that. Snaffle stuck it out, stuck in there.
Glove work. So Nick Hayes didn't quite get the journey from 45. He'll kick this from 40, so if he kicks through it, it should go through post high. Now he gets a hook on it.
Bit like my drives at North Adelaide last week.
Yeah, all over the place.
Oh, couldn't find the centre of the fairway if you paid me.
How many golf balls did we lose?
Didn't lose any golf balls, just a lot of time in the scrum.
Just a lot of patience. Jack Hayes takes the mark. This is the Hayes show at the moment. Redden, but Max Proud in front. Nice little bit of work by Haylock, I think it was.
Yes, it was. Ethan Haylock, left foot snap.
Well, they're chipping it down in behind, so they've got not enough time. But they're having a crack. Big leap. Up goes Tumpus. Petrenko. Hayes did it nicely.
That's a very good mark.
In the middle of a couple of defenders, and it's just been the Hayes show here. The Jack and Nick Hayes show.
Third time lucky, let's say.
Yeah.
He should kick this. He's 35 to 40 metres out, a slight angle. Quality footballer that's played 80 plus games should be converting these.
Well, he's getting a bit of practice at the moment. The law of averages says he should kick a goal, but he doesn't. So it's back to 51 points. So Jack Hayes just can't believe it. No. Long kick out.
Hayes.
Goodness me. Brought their own ball at three-quarter time. And guess who's under this one? Nick Hayes. Can't take the mark. Stops the sequence. 51 points the margin. 14,993. 5-12-42 Eagles trail.
And the game's lost a bit of its impetus, hasn't it? It's not certainly the same intensity as the first couple of quarters.
Snouts Louts boys are topping up well. Here's Redden. Hanson the kick high.
Nick Hayes again in the middle.
Not going to get this one. So the Bays maintain the rage. Redden might have copped one on the chops here, and the umpire's going to give the big number 55, shot on goal. As you said, Pete, sent forward just to try and give them something. And he hasn't been able to hit the scoreboard so far, but he may get a chance here. Certainly make the distance. 25 metres out. Jared Redden tried to nurse that. The goal umpire moved a little bit to his left, but finally, after peppering away for the last 5 minutes, the Eagles get some 6-point reward and move their score on to 6-12-48. Glenelg 14-9-93, and we've gone 10 minutes in the last quarter. You're listening to the SANFL Digital Pass coverage of the statewide Super League, and Peter Argent, our expert.
The thing that you notice about Jared Redden, for somebody his size, and he's a good 202 centimetres tall and 90 odd kilos, is his skills are very good. He's good with his hands and generally a very straight kick, and he got the job done there.
He did. Agnew out of the centre. Petrenko runs onto it. Tackle by Partington. Well done by Sharrod. Nice little handball away. Inside 50 foot. Hayes. Nick Hayes. We'll have another shot here. Here he goes. Is he going to try and turn it around the corner? He's decided to ditch the glove. I think the glove's been my problem.
Smart move, that.
Here he goes. This is the most difficult one of them all. And guess what? He kicked a goal. Set me more of a challenge and I'll produce. It's back to 39 points. And Nick Hayes gets his second of the afternoon. And good persistence, because in this quarter, the Eagles haven't given it away. They've just continued to try and pump that ball inside 50. And now I guess the Bays have got to respond. They've been in front all day. They won't want this to peter out to a 25-point victory. They've had it up as far as, I think it was around about 55 points is the game high margin. So now it's back to 39 in a blink.
The thing that you like about Hayes there is he went back, he kicked with purpose. He was out in front of the Villies time clock and delivered the best kick from the hardest angle.
Here they go again. Lonergan, bouncing ball inside 50. Picked up nicely by Chalmers. As you said, unobtrusive. He's close. Liked his game today. I've liked most of the Bays games today. And Poole has hit the deck behind play. And I think he might have run into close, given away the free kick and come off second best himself.
Might have worn one around the jaw accidentally.
Could have done. Jesse White does nicely to Agnew, who's drifted forward today and booted a couple of majors.
Played very well, Brad Agnew.
Agnew down forward, nice fist away. It was well done by Jack Hayes to get it to the line. Boundary throw-in. Boundary umpire just chug-a-lug. Got there in the end.
Interesting. Elliot Chalmers and Matty Snook are the leading possession winners for Glenelg, both with 21 at the moment. While
ball thrown back in. No one can get her there. Go, Pete.
for the Eagles, Lonergan leads the way with 22 and Toompas 21, while Angus Poole has 19.
Yeah, well, Angus Poole's tried his heart out. McBean, now Lonergan runs onto it, deep in defence. Just threw it on the boot. That's that hack kick that we've seen all day from Lonergan. Hayes out to Rowe, to Sharrod, who just had to change direction but did it nicely. But then when he threw the ball on his boot, it was just a real wobbler. And Gould will take the free kick on the wing and the outer side. He's got Bradley in space in the centre square, the back end of. Handball over the top. Curran's got to measure this kick to Proud, who's run off a Redden. And that's not hard to do. Redden's not the quickest player. Agnew now way to Bradley. Bradley's kick was weighted to perfection to find Reynolds. Reynolds, will he go short? Had close in just a few moments ago, but Luke Reynolds.
Interesting, every player except except Nicholson is into double figures at the moment for the Glenelg side. So they've spread the ball around between the whole 21.
Here's Reynolds. Have a look at that. Something to behold. Luke Reynolds has missed them from 35 directly in front, 45 directly in front. Give him a task just like Jack Hayes and he'll produce. He's booted 3 in a real good day out here at the Bay.
One of the real exciting forwards in our competition this year is really taking his game to the next level, taken 2 or 3 great marks today, and has been a real presence up forward, as has Luke Hosey.
That's Lachlan. I think you've called him Luke a few times. Is it Lachlan?
Luke Hosey is his father.
There you go. Luke would be happy about that, Pete. They both start with L, so what were the parents thinking of?
I've done it a couple of times. Sorry, yeah. Lachlan.
Here's Lonergan. Ball thumped away by Curran. That was nicely done. Thumped it away from Nick Hayes. Ball goes out, and I think it might be a Bay's free kick. McCarthy claimed it and just said, well, I make the decisions here, not you, boundary umpire. Now the central umpire comes in. They confer, and they overrule McCarthy. And he'll throw it back in. Just waits for the ruckman to get in place. Be Jack Hayes and Jesse White. Back into play. Bit of a stalemate, and the ball up.
Jack Hayes has given him a little bit in ruck in the second half. He's worked hard around the contest, and there's a athletic big man around the middle of the ground has done a fair bit.
Here we go. Sharrod. Good left boot. Up they fly. No mark to Von Berto. Here's Haylock. Had a crack a little earlier. Got some elevation on this. Proud's got to punch it away from Redden and then quickly to ground. Did nicely, did Max. Rowe, he'll desperately want to get to his feet, but he can't. Because he knows where the goals are.
Well, he certainly does.
He was just ready to pounce, but nothing doing. 54 plays 99. Glenelg really have their season on the move. In 3rd position. Will easily maintain that. Up it goes. Close. Tumbling ball. Tumpus steps around. Nicely done. Had to kick with his left boot. It's a floater and it's a goal. That's a wonderful kick by Jimmy Tumpus. Well, he took them on. Nice little step. And then the wobbly left footer was a goal. The Eagles have got 8. And back to 39 points is the margin.
Pleasingly, the Eagles have shown some fight in this quarter. It'll be interesting what Lonergan said to the group at 3/4 time, but they've certainly played a lot better, more attacking football and been more direct.
Well, they've outscored Glenelg in this final term, 4 goals to 2. So they just haven't thrown it away. They did that in the second term. 7 goals to 2. That's where the damage was done. Scharenberg couldn't get on the end of it. Close does. Away to Bailey. Now Bailey's kicked 3. It's a wobbly old ball. And Thompson got back. Oh, nice tap back. Shot has a crack at him and kicks a goal. Intelligent stuff down there. I think it might have been Luke Reynolds who tapped it back. And you've just got to marvel at some of the quick thinking of these players. And Shot, well, he's booted goal number 2 for him this afternoon and capped off a pretty good game.
Exactly. The part that's disappointing from an Eagles perspective is that's a mark Luke Thompson should have taken.
Or knocked it through.
Yes.
Or got it through if that was his intention.
Yeah. And it's cost him a goal. And for a player of that experience, that's a disappointing decision-making error.
So, Tom Shot. His nickname Sling. Back in the middle. Snook tumbled it forward. Jordan Foote runs onto the footy. Tompus back to Thompson. Need to go the other way, boys. Rowland's kick. Jesse Lonigan, finger-tipper. Did it nicely. Handball was less than effective. Marlon Motlop. Well, no wonder Jack Hayes is our player spotlight.
Oh, no doubt. The boy from the BSR Tigers been fantastic, really competitive in ruck. Has marked well around the ground. That's one of his strengths as a player, no doubt.
Terrific. Brought to you by the ACH Group. Player Spotlight, or is this one Elders? Brought to you by Elders. Or ACH, get a plug anyway. But brought to you by Elders. Yeah, Jack Hayes really had a dip in this final term. Haylock can't get it and needs to go back and flick it to Sinor. Sinor said, I'm getting this out of here. That's a terrible kick, though. The lights are on at the bay. And the ball is out of play. As Curran takes it there. Well, they've been lighting it up all day, haven't they? Glenelg, it's just been a wonderful performance. 16-9-105 to 8-12-60. Michael Maney and Peter Argent with you for the SANFL Digital Pass in the statewide Super League boundary throw-in. That's happened a few times today, both ruckmen with a refusal. Up it goes.
That's clever.
Bailey. Now to Scharenberg. Jesse White wants to dodge out of there. Scharenberg got coat hangered just to the side of play. So Jonty wearing the number 2.
My understanding is the Scharenbergs are also excellent baseballers.
Right.
Matthew could have had a baseball contract in.
And guess who? Reynolds ducked out the back, took the mark, and caps off a very, very good game with his 4th. Nicely done, Luke Reynolds. Just read it beautifully off the back of the pack, took the mark, and then it was all over Red Rover after that. So we're back out to a 51-point lead. So wonderful stuff. 16-9-111 to 8-12-60. Or was it 17-9-111 to 8-12-60.
Quick ball movement. How quick was that? From half back to full forward. Seconds.
Yeah, just brilliant. Now, I said just a few moments ago that the Eagles had outscored the Bays, but the Bays are coming back, making a statement. So 4 goals apiece now in this final term. Back out of the centre. Sinor. Now to Sharrett. Hall. Kick off the side of the boot. Up they fly. Ball thumped away. Defence has been outstanding today for the Bays. Well, both defences have been pretty good, but the game's just been won and lost through that midfield part from half back to half forward.
The spread of workload by Glenelg's been fantastic today. There's been a lot of contributors. You could go through the whole squad and they deserve a mention.
Here we go. It's Peter Argent thinking about his 3-2-1 for the SANFL Digital Pass, and he's got a big headache. He needs to take a Panadol before he gets this one done and dusted. Here's Max. In fact, it's I saw the flowing locks there. It's Finn Betterman. And a little bit of a boot in there. And it'll go to Jack Hayes. Jack Hayes just pulled the kick nicely, and hovering was Von Berto. So we won't be spending too much time at the end of this game. It'll be a very, very quick wrap and away. Peter Argent thinking deep in thought about his 3-2-1. He's got 15 coins that he's tossing up. Here's Von Berto from 45. Good looking kick. It's working its way back. Wonderful kick. Von Berto has now got 3 for the afternoon. Probably been their most productive forward. Nick Hayes has done okay in the last quarter, but a good performance here. So the Eagles 9-12-66, Glenelg 17-9-111.
I was talking about an even spread before. Matthew Snook, 23 touches. Chalmers, 22. Marlon Motlop, 22. Andrew Bradley, 21. Luke Partington 20 and Jonty Scharenberg 20 as well, while Tom Schott has had 19. So that tells me that's an even team effort.
No doubt about it. Back in the centre. Marlon Motlop breaks the line. Kicks out wide to Hosey. Gets the handball away nicely to Scharenberg. Back to Hosey. Hosey's little kick just on the bounce. Brought on by Snook. Back to Hosey. Now White. White's got an open forward line. And the leads are coming from everywhere. And Schott just peeled off beautifully and took a solid mark at full pace right out in front of his nostrils. Did it well. So, Tom Schott kicked a couple. Umpire says get on with it. He's on the runway. Tom Schott from right on the paint of 50. Good strike. He's got some upside, this bloke.
Oh.
Tom Schott at the 25-minute mark kicks his third goal. And the Bays have got 18. 18-9, 117. It's back to a 51-point margin. Peter Argent.
Just fantastic. We talked about it earlier, the diversity of goal kickers. Now Tom Schott's got 3. Lachlan Hosey has 2. Darcy Bailey has got 3. Brad Agnew's chimed in with a couple. Lockie McBean's kicked 2. And Luke Reynolds has been one of the stars today. He's kicked 2 goals in this quarter and 4 for the game.
Brought to you by, this broadcast brought to you by Hamilton Holden, Bone Timber, Billy's. They're all there. ACH Group, Telstra Store. Thanks very much to our sponsors who just keep on supporting. Von Berto, awkward bounce. I defy anyone to be able to collect that footy. Curran with a handball looking for Motlop. Rowe, got a call from Johansson. Kick was touched. Won't be a mark. McCarthy swamped. Absolutely ramrodded into the ground. The umpire comes in and correctly says that ball was touched, so no mark. McCarthy says, what's going on? Thought he got a free kick as well. White in the ruck. Nicely done by Redden, just reached over the top. Rowe, you can see the frustration from James Rowe. Well, they didn't throw him into the middle. They just kept him up there in the forward line and nothing much has happened. Agnew clipped the back of his heels. Now to Johansson. He wants a straight run at it. Got the kick away. Saw a man in the pocket in Haylock and did it nicely.
Very
good vision.
Yeah, excellent vision that. Young Brad Haylock, Flinders Park boy. Be nice for him to slot this one through to actually get some positive aspects to his day. It's been a pretty quiet day, to be fair.
Ethan Haylock had a couple of snaps from the other side. He's going to try and thread this through. Nice kick off the boot, but wasn't real straight. And they're behind. So a 50-point margin in this match. Haylock is another behind. Gould has the footy. So we tick into the 28-minute mark. Goes short. And gee, this bloke's been good. Makes proud.
Hopefully he's done enough to get a state game next week.
Has he done enough to get votes, I wonder? Here's Petrenko. Got it from Jack Hayes. Here's Petrenko. Inside 50, Rowe. Held up by his former probably state players, probably maybe just a year out.
I think there's a year difference between the two of them.
And they've both played for the state under-19s.
Yeah, both quality underage footballers for their respective clubs, both grand final players at under-18s level, and both have won Alan Stewart medals as the best player on grand final day. Jack in a losing side.
Here's Rowe to make it 44 points. He's got a nice piece of that. Just faded it beautifully from right to left. And James Rowe gets some reward for a lot of hard work today. He kicks his first of the afternoon. And the Eagles have got 6 in the last quarter. So very positive signs for them. Now, Peter Argent, what have you done? The SANFL Digital Pass. We need your 3, 2 and 1. We've got a quick out today.
Certainly 3 votes. Luke Reynolds been fantastic today. 2 votes I've given to Brad Agnew for his work rate and a couple of goals in the second quarter. And 1 vote I've tossed up between a half a dozen different players, but I've just gone with Marlon Motlop in front of Matty Snook. So 3 votes Reynolds, 2 votes Brad Agnew, 1 vote Marlon Motlop.
Can't say I disagree with that, Pete. It's so many players out there. Difficult day to give votes. Here's Bradley. Got the staggers. Good enough to get it to Partington, who's just knocked off his kick. Up goes Reynolds. May just cap it off again. His shot. Kick free. Dishes off. Motlop. Nice little kick. Agnew couldn't take the mark. Here's Tompus. Gets it away. Handball over the top. Foot. Tompus. Underground ball to Gaffney. Coming through. Crowd want ball. Had it stripped of him. Jesse White just rolls back. I tell you what, if Jesse White sits on you, he's a big man. Strong. The umpire. Up goes Hayes. And you're right, Pete. Hayes has competed well. Handball over the top to Snook, who gets a bit of torpedo action going with his right foot. McBean couldn't take the mark. Ball goes to the line. Lachlan Hosey does the business.
And you look at it, there could have been another 5 or 6. Lachlan Hosey's game today has been impressive, especially early when the game was there to be won. First quarter and the early part of the second quarter, he was fantastic.
The Eagles have had 11 shots at goal in the last quarter, so they finished the game off nicely, but they're going to get beat. Comitigiani got it away. No mark to White. Picked up by Gould. Slanted on the boot. In goes Tompus. Partington. Out of nothing. 6 goals also to the Bays in this last quarter. Partington gets it back up to 50 points. Nicely done.
That was a great snap, wasn't it? Just front and centre, knew where the goals were, slammed it onto the boot, and from 40 metres out, on a slight angle, fantastic piece of work.
Very nicely done. And Partington's been thereabouts also today. Tried very, very hard.
Again, another one of that midfield group that's doing the job for Glenelg at the moment.
So here we go again. Set up 50 points the margin, and that's a pretty fair assessment, or a pretty fair margin. The Bays win by 50. Here's Marlon Motlop. Might have been a throw.
I thought that might have been a throw, no doubt.
Elliot Chalmers. Long kick. Siren goes. Lachlan Hosey was about to jam through goal number 3 for him. But the Bays have taken the points this afternoon. They've booted 19 goals, 9, 123. The Eagles 10, 13, 73. Goal kickers in the match for Glenelg. Reynolds got 4.